Namaskar. Today let's talk about self-mastery, and some of you are teachers, some of you are advanced practitioners, and some of you are students. So let's consider self-mastery for everyone. When we teach a yoga class and we're a teacher, what are we teaching? Now, if you talk to some people, we're teaching postures. To some other people, we're teaching pranayama. To some other people, we're teaching meditation, or maybe we're teaching niyama and yama. But most of us know, whether we're a student or a teacher, that we're teaching a combination of all of those in yoga. So yoga is not just a piece of the pie. Yoga is the whole pie. If we say what is most likely the best way to explain self-mastery, it could be physical self-mastery, mental self-mastery, emotional self-mastery, which really has a lot to do with mental as well, and spiritual self-mastery. If we say which is the easiest to accomplish, physical self-mastery is easier to accomplish than emotional, mental, or spiritual self-mastery. Yet, probably the ultimate of attaining self-mastery would be at least applicable to everyone's life, and that is having a trained mind. So a trained mind is essentially the goal. However, some people have a lot of energy, and when they have a lot of energy, there's nothing wrong with doing postures to compensate for that. When you're young, you jump around, you hop up and down, you make a lot of noise. When you get old, you don't jump so much. If we think in terms of aging, our physical activities change over time. I am, at this point in life, much different than I was when I was 5 years old. And the same goes for you. Each 10 years that went by, your activities changed, and this is how we age. Now, with that in mind, some people outside of yoga will say self-mastery seems like self-love and seems selfish. And one thing to consider would be self-mastery means nothing if you don't share it with other people. In other words, if I manage to master my own emotions and my own mind, it means absolutely nothing to anyone else unless I help. So, some people will also they'll go to a pilgrimage, or they'll travel, and they will eventually find peace where they are. Maybe it's in an ashram, maybe it's in a shrine or a church, wherever it could be. Maybe it's out on a mountaintop, maybe it's out on the seashore. They've managed to master their own self, and then they come back to the community and they start to mix in, and one day they're driving along in traffic and someone pulls out in front of them, they hit the horn, they start screaming at the other person. How long can we manage to be masters of ourselves? And how much of a requirement are we going to make so that we're gratified with the changes that happen within us? Because if you expect yourself to be perfect all of the time, you'll be disappointed. So when we consider self-mastery, one thing to consider is we do our best, do our personal best, And that's all we can do. Every day you wake up, do your personal best, and every night when you go to bed, that's presuming that we work on the day shift, you just go to bed easy and don't worry about the mistakes you made. What you do, instead of worrying about mistakes, is you take the lessons that happened over the course of the day, a week, a month, or 3 months, and you start to realize where you could make some small changes as far as self-mastery. So you don't have to beat yourself up. All you have to do is just do your personal best. I wish you farewell. Om Shanti.